Hey guys, so in today's video I am filming my 31-week pregnancy update. So I'm 31 weeks pregnant today, which it's going by so fast. I can't even believe it. It's a beautiful day outside today. It is 25 degrees, so that's why I'm in a dress. And another thing, I bought my baby shower dress probably like when I was in my first trimester, and it's maternity, but it's a size small, and I tried it on today and it's a little bit snug, just like kind of in the arms, and it's a little bit short, so I'm like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? So then I started trying on a bunch of other dresses, and it was just to the point where I only have maybe 3 dresses that I can wear. So I'm getting a little frustrated, and part of me just wants to go out and buy some more stuff, and then the other part of me is like, you know what, I only have anywhere from 5 to 9 weeks to go, and probably in my from 5 to 8 weeks, that 8th week I'm not going to be going anywhere. So I don't know, I might just like scratch that and I don't know, do my own thing, but whatever. So yeah, 31 weeks pregnant today, and I'm just gonna go through symptoms. I do have a lot to talk about. I had my midwife appointment yesterday, and there was a few things that we went over, and yeah, so I guess I'll talk about baby girl first and foremost. So I finally got the results from my March, what's it called? Ultrasound of baby girl, and everything looks perfect. I had to go back because they had to recheck the heart because they couldn't get a good position on her last time, so they didn't have a clear depiction of what her heart looked like and the function and everything. But everything looks good. She's perfectly healthy. She's in the 70th percentile. Her heart rate was 160 beats per minute, which is normal for her. Typically she's 150, 155 to 160. My blood pressure was a little bit higher, but it's still low. Like it was 124/70, which she said is fantastic. However, typically for me, my blood pressure was like 90/55, 90/60. So it is a little bit higher, but she said it's nothing to be concerned about and it's still in like a healthy range. And she said baby girl is still head down, and she said, my midwife said she'll probably stay head down. Most babies do. Once they decide to go head down, they kind of stay that way, so that's where she is right now. And at the time her arm was over her head like this, which I thought was super cute because I do that and my mom does that when we sleep, so we're like, oh my god, she's gonna be like a mini me and my mother. Although I do think she's gonna look like Colin, but we'll see. And it was kind of cool because Colin came to this appointment, my husband, with me, because it was one of those ones where they discussed emergency situations after labor and during labor. So it was just kind of good to have that information and be informed. She said obviously these things are very rare, however they can still happen. So she just wanted to kind of give us an idea of like what could happen and all that stuff. So it was good that he got to hear that as well. So yeah, so he got to feel like her bum is up here, and she said, my midwife was like, if you want to come, you can feel her bum. So she said, okay, put your 2 fingers here and push down a bit and then wiggle side to side. And he's like, oh my god, that's her bum. And so that was really cool. I didn't get to feel it, but I feel her all the time, so it was okay. So he got to feel her, which was really cool. And then that was the first time he heard the heartbeat in person. Obviously he had heard it over the phone when I recorded it and stuff like that, but I just thought that that was really cute. So yeah, a couple things that the midwives talked about that I wasn't really aware of in terms of the differences between an OB and a midwife and that sort of thing. So one of the things that I wasn't really sure if my midwives were for or against or kind of what they did, but she said they absolutely do not do an episiotomy. I heard that it was better to tear or to have an episiotomy than to tear, and she said that's not, in her opinion anyway, she said that's not the case whatsoever. So typically what they do is they try and prevent tearing as much as possible. However, if it's an emergency situation and I need one, they will call in an OB, or actually no, I think they do it, will give me an episiotomy. But she said that's kind of like the last resort, and kind of what they do to try and prevent that is they said that the reason that you cause tearing is a lot of times, obviously, when you start to push, it's okay, push, and now push again, and push, push, push. And sometimes when the baby is crowning, they, like nurses and OBs, will continue to tell you to really push, and it's that last kind of forceful push where the baby's head comes out that causes tearing. So she said what they do is they'll tell me to, you know, push, 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 and then once she's crowning, like once they see her head and it's starting to come out, they'll tell me to stop, take a couple breaths, just relax a little bit, slow it down, and then slowly start to push and have her come out. That way the skin has a chance to really like kind of stretch, as opposed to just being like baby through your vagina, basically. So that was kind of reassuring to know that they do have like certain techniques and stuff to try and minimize that. In terms of my hospital bag, if you guys watch my vlogs, you know that I was kind of panicking and like, oh my God, I need to start my hospital bag. But I was speaking to my midwife, and she did say as well, if everything goes well and I have a vaginal birth and I'm fine, they check me over and I'm healthy, and they check her over and she's healthy, I could go home in as little as 3 to 4 hours after delivering. So she said, you know, you don't really need an extensive hospital bag. She said it's good to prepare because I might, you know, God forbid I don't, but I might have to have a C-section depending on how everything goes, in which case I would have to stay in the hospital longer. But she said, so you can prepare for that, but she said, you know, you just need like a going home outfit for baby, maybe one sleeper, and like a change of clothes for yourself. And then, you know, just some diapers, but you don't really need like I probably won't be showering at the hospital and all that stuff, just because I will have her and then be able to go home. So yeah, and then she went over some of the stuff that baby will get when the baby comes out. I had no idea that they give babies vitamin K injection, and what that does is babies in their first week of life cannot clot their blood. So the vitamin K shot, at least for that first week, allows the baby's blood to clot to prevent any sort of hemorrhaging or anything like that. So that's something that they do right away. And they also put some sort of like gooey type cream over their eyes to prevent an infection that can cause blindness. And then she said basically after that, if baby's good, then they don't come back. Then I'll go home, and then they come and see me the following day, and they'll do the blood test on the baby, and they send it off to, I'm in Canada, so they'll send it off to Sick Kids in Ottawa, because that's like one of the best hospitals, I guess, and that's where they go over the blood and everything to make sure that baby doesn't have any issues. So, and they help with breastfeeding and stuff like that. So that's really cool. So I'm really excited that I don't have to stay in the hospital for very long, because I don't know any woman that's like, yes, let's stay in the hospital to recover. Like, no, you want to go home, and as long as you're healthy and the baby's healthy, I mean, I'd rather recover at home. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So, and another good thing that we discussed that I wasn't aware of is that she said if I am dilating too slowly, they will kind of induce labor and make it go a little bit faster. And there's a drug that they give, and it starts with oxy. It sounds a lot like oxycodone, but obviously it's not. It's like oxy something. If you have had babies before, you probably know what I'm talking about, but it's oxy something, and that will just speed up the labor if I am dilating really slowly. But yeah, it was just really informative. It was good to go over everything. I feel so much more kind of prepared than I did before, so that's really good. I did tell them that I am planning on having an epidural, so she said, you know, it's good that you told us that that's what you're planning, because then as soon as we get to the hospital, when you're about 3 to 4 centimeters, that's when they admit you. And then she said, we will hook you up to an IV right away. And depending on, you know, if you're in pain and you want the epidural now, we will make arrangements for the anesthesiologist to come in. And another good thing is the anesthesiologists in my area have no problem with the husbands being in the room while you get the epidural. So I'm really excited about that, because I know a lot of women, their husbands, or certain hospitals all over Canada and the United States, some will not allow the husband to be in the room. In my case, he will be able to be in the room, which is really, really nice, and that makes me feel really good. And another kind of comfort is that the midwife said, God forbid, if I do need a C-section, that then the midwives, obviously Colin will be in there with me, but so will my midwives. They go in as well. They don't do the operation, but they receive the baby after, and they're with me, talking to me and stuff like that, which is really, really nice because I've obviously developed a relationship with them because they've seen me every week, so since I first became pregnant. So I thought that was kind of cool and something I should share with you guys. So in terms of symptoms, I would say number one symptom, and my husband can attest to this, I am very emotional these days. Not so much angry or like bitchy, but just I could cry at the drop of a hat. Like I literally could just cry over anything. I'm very sensitive right now, and I think it's the extra hormones, and it's also, I think right now, because I hardly have anything that fits me, and now I don't know what to wear for my shower, and I thought this dress would be okay, but then my mom's like, oh, maybe with a jacket, and then just when she said that, I almost started to cry, because I was like, I don't want to wear a jacket, I'm gonna be too hot, and like, I have nothing to wear, and now I have to buy something, and like, oh my god, like, let me tell you, the emotions are crazy. Apparently, and let me know if you guys experience this, if you have a boy and a girl, your emotions are a little bit more out of whack when you have a girl, and I think it's just because there's extra estrogen pumping through my system, so that's probably why I'm just more emotional. I don't know, I'm just like so emotional, and it's terrible, and I cry almost daily. It's just, you know, it comes with the territory. It's just, you know, you can't help it. It's like being on your period all the time. Like every single day, it's like you're on your period, and those emotions that you feel and like the hunger and the cravings during your period, that's pregnancy. Like it's all the time. So that's probably the biggest, I would say, change. I mean, I've been emotional kind of this whole time, but it's gotten really a lot worse. I've just been more, like way more sensitive and emotional. So yeah, that hasn't been very fun. So I have been thinking about delivery a lot, and I have been having a lot of delivery dreams. I guess just because I'm 31 weeks pregnant, I could deliver her healthfully anywhere. I mean, I could even earlier, but healthfully anywhere from 36 weeks on. So I've just been thinking about delivery a lot, and having dreams about it, and like what it might look like, and kind of preparing myself. Like it's like my mind and my body are, I mean, definitely my body's preparing, because that's the other thing. I'm having a lot more intense Braxton Hicks contractions. And if you follow my vlogs as well, the other day I woke up with period-like cramps, and I was like, oh my god, is this preterm labor? But I talked to my midwife, and she said the only time you have to be concerned is if the period-like cramps only last a minute. If it's longer than a minute, she said it's Braxton Hicks, 100%. If it's up to a minute and only up to a minute, and they're happening consistently at consistent intervals and they don't go away, then that's preterm labor. Where if you get one and it lasts over a minute, and then it'll go away, and then you'll get another one that's over a minute, and then it'll kind of stop, then it's fine. It's just Braxton Hicks. So it's kind of uncomfortable. So I've been getting like the cramping, but also the extra hardness of the belly. My belly feels super hard right now, and it's uncomfortable. But and same with like the period cramps. They're not painful, it's just like mild. It feels like mild period cramps. Again, not painful, just kind of uncomfortable. So that's what I've been experiencing, and thinking a lot about labor, and having dreams about labor and delivering her and all that kind of stuff. So in my last, I think it was my last pregnancy vlog, I can't really remember, or maybe the one before, I think I mentioned that I wasn't as hungry. Well, that's not true. That lasted for like a couple days. I am a lot hungrier than I was. Obviously, no, I can't eat as much in one sitting, just because it makes me very uncomfortable, and I have acid reflux and all that jazz. But I feel like I'm hungrier. Like I could eat all the time, which isn't really good. But I The last couple days I have reined in my diet big time, and I've gone for walks and stuff like that. So I'm eating a lot healthier because I don't want to put on more than a pound a week, because a pound a week is healthy, and that's kind of what I've been consistently doing. And actually at my last midwife appointment, I had gained 2 pounds from my previous one that was 2 weeks ago, which she said is perfectly fine and normal and healthy. So right now I have gained 34 pounds this pregnancy, which kind of seems like a lot to some people. And I thought before I was pregnant, like, oh, I'm only gonna gain like 30. Yeah, okay. Every woman gains weight differently. And I mean, yes, I have indulged here and there, but I haven't gone crazy. So it's just what my body wanted to do with her. So that's okay. So probably if I stick to the gaining a pound a week thing, I will be at the 42, 43 pound mark by the time I deliver her, which I'm not concerned about because I'll probably lose it relatively quickly. So yes, more hungry. The other one that's kind of a pain in the ass is insomnia at night. This is pretty much every night now. I would say around 2, 3 a.m. I just can't sleep. I can't get comfortable. I'm tossing and turning. I'm restless. I'll be tired, like I feel exhausted and I need to sleep, but my body just can't. And apparently a lot of women say that that is just your body's way of preparing you for when the baby's here, because you're not gonna get to sleep when the baby's here. Like you're just not. My dog's going crazy. What are you doing? You're weird. Yeah, so apparently like that's just like nature's way of preparing you for baby. So in terms of cravings, I have been craving more carbs than anything. Like I'm craving a lot of sandwiches. That's kind of the thing. And it's funny because that's what I craved in my first trimester because I didn't want to eat anything else. I had so many food aversions and nausea and bleh. But right now, all I want are sandwiches. Like last night, I didn't want dinner. I made myself a sandwich and I crave like Subway. I crave like Tim Hortons, their ham and cheese sandwich. I just want sandwiches. That's all I want. So that's been like the big thing, which obviously isn't the best thing for me, especially when I put a lot of cheese on mine, but whatever. It's what I'm craving, so I just go with that. Oh, baby girl has started to have hiccups at night, which is really, really cool. I know that it's hiccups because it's literally like a doot, 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 and it'll be consistent. And it's not fast enough to be a heartbeat or pulse or anything like that of me or her. So she's been having hiccups, which is really, really cute. And I think it's adorable. And I love feeling that because I'm just like, oh my God, she has hiccups. Like, it's just so cute. So she's had those probably 3 times, and it's pretty much always at night or first thing in the morning that I will feel that. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, just like contractions, period like Braxton Hicks contractions, period like cramping, obviously still very uncomfortable. And just at this point in my pregnancy, just thinking about going another like 8 weeks, I'm like, how is my belly gonna get any bigger, and how am I gonna get any more uncomfortable? Like, I know it's gonna happen, but I'm just like, oh my God, like I feel like I look full term right now. I feel full term. Oh, in terms of swelling, I still don't really have any swelling. Like my rings are quite small and they still fit fine. My mom noticed that my feet are a little bit bigger looking. And obviously I do have water retention, but I'm not like swollen. Like I don't have like some women at the end of the day will have like their ankles are like this, or like you push on your skin and it leaves an indent, and like I'm not swollen anywhere. Just have obviously the water retention, so which isn't the best thing, but it's okay. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I think that I have to talk about and address. I am actually, my mom just texted me and she said, because my mom is beautiful and I love her. She has always been a bigger size than me. She's still beautiful and friggin' disgustingly gorgeous and like curvy and all this stuff. But so she just texted me. She's like, don't worry, honey. Like maybe you can come over to my house and we'll see if there's something that you can wear of mine to your shower. So she's so sweet and she always makes me feel better. So I might go this afternoon just to like kind of raid her closet and see if there's anything that will fit me, because yeah, it's just so hard right now. Like your body is so different. So yeah, I don't really remember what I was saying. I'm sorry, pregnancy brain. I think it was just about, oh yeah, because like nothing fits me at this point. I don't know, your body just changes so much that like literally nothing. You think things are gonna fit and then they just don't. So that's very frustrating. So my advice would be, if you are newly pregnant, wait until you're in your 3rd trimester, maybe like the start of your 3rd trimester or whatever, to buy stuff for like that season. Because if you look at my older pregnancy videos from like 17 weeks, obviously you're a lot smaller. And you don't know how much weight you're gonna gain. You don't know where it's gonna go. You don't know how big your belly is gonna be. So just wait. Don't go out and buy all this stuff, because I guarantee you it will not fit by your 3rd trimester. It just won't. So I guess I'll show you guys the belly now. I can't lift up my dress because obviously I don't want you to see my underwear. So yes. Hold on. My chair is like stuck on something. So this is the 31-week belly from the front, and from the side. She's getting big, guys. She's getting big. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna go to the end of June? Like I literally have no idea how I'm gonna go to the end of June. Like I don't know. I know I'm going to, but I'm just like, this should be fun. So yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make some lunch right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.